Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am a huge fan of the book and movie White Oleander by Janet Fitch. It's a story between a mother and her daughter, and the mother kills her lover, goes to jail, and then basically strands her child out in the world of foster care in California. The mother's name is Ingrid and the daughter's name is Astrid. In the book, they're both known to be very beautiful. And during a point in the story where Astrid has cut her hair, she has changed her appearance drastically in order to preserve herself and to save herself from harm. She tells this to her mother, and her mother rejects this idea. And her mother says that she should always try to maintain her beauty because it is a source of integrity.
You write as if you're surprised to find me still beautiful, even here. Our beauty is our power, our strength. We can't allow them to change us, to lessen us. I will never grant them that satisfaction, and neither should you.
I think that this quote goes beyond just physical beauty. Ingrid believes in the old Greek idea that beauty is an eternal. Beauty perseveres. Beauty, the integrity of beauty is that it stays the same, that it doesn't change. I have noticed that it seems to be common for women, especially, who are going through a breakup or there's some kind of adversity in their life where they feel the need to change their appearance, to change themselves in a drastic, especially visual way in order to move on from, let's say, the trauma of the situation. While I totally get that mentality, it makes complete sense. The transformative aspect of that, being able to leave an old life, an old body behind. I'm not obviously here to judge anybody or say that that's wrong, but I can't help but think that you should double down. Become more yourself in that direction than ever before. Become more beautiful. More yourself, more your personality, more amplified. Don't allow an outside force to come in and disrupt what is happening here. And I know, when you're in those situations, you want to flee, you want to leave, you want to, like, your old life is a carcass that you've left behind or a skin that you're shedding. I get it. And that's a beautiful way of looking at it too. I can't help but look at the pain that you are enduring, I guess. Translate that pain into power, into something that reinforces you, not destroys you. Whatever harm comes your way, let that be something that you take in to make you stronger, right? They say, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? I mean this in a way, like, literally, like, let it be like fuel and fire for you. What did your identity or any part of your personality mean? What merit did it have if somebody came into your life and just wrecked it? Destroyed it? Where was the foundation there? And believe me, it's not easy to hold on to yourself after horrible things have happened to you. But those horrors are what give your beauty dimension. And I don't think you should leave that self and that persona behind, Like, I think you can build on top of it. Like they say that, grief, They talk about grief, like grief is always there, but life grows around it. And I've talked about that before with my controversial, notorious, sad girl days are over video. But I think of it like that too, and that is a breakup or whatever bad thing happens to you, that's a trauma. I think you should not remove that part of yourself like it's some kind of tumor. I don't think you should I don't think you should take that away from yourself. I think you should endure the pain of keeping it there and allowing the rest of you to grow around it. And let the pain be something that you absorb into your greater being. Every day is hard. Every time you have to come into contact and confront the thing that has harmed you, it's a blow. It's a blow every time. It doesn't get easier for a long, long time. But that's the whole point, is that beauty endures. And when it comes to like this fuel, taking in that which will make you stronger. Pain makes you stronger. Growth deals with pain directly. And I think about like a yoga class I took. I remember we were going down into this stretch, and I'm not flexible at all. And this was a beginner class, so the instructor was aware of that. And she just said, when you feel pain, when you're going down to stretch into something that's uncomfortable for your body, when you feel that pain, she said, push the air out, breathe outward and breathe out fire. She said, I remember that word specifically. She says, breathe like you're breathing out fire out of your mouth. And I couldn't help, I went down because it hurts. It hurts like hell. You're trying to stretch and you're like, and you blow it out and you're like, if you think of it like that, it changes entirely how the pain is perceived. And I think this pain is giving me strength and fuel, and I push it out and I breathe it out and it goes through me and out of me, it's a fluidity in that. It doesn't come in and destroy me. I know, oh my God, if there's any Avatar The Last Airbender fans here too, this is also, this fluidity is known when it comes to the Fire Nation and very skilled benders. There's the bending of fire and then there's the bending of lightning. And so whenever one conducts lightning through their body, which is something only a master can do because it's so dangerous, the lightning comes through, and if you do not direct it through your heart and out of your body properly, it will sit inside of you and it will electrocute you and kill you or severely harm you, right? And I hate to be like a little nerd with that, but that makes complete sense. When I think about the pain, you can't just keep it inside you and let it destroy you. You have to let it come through you and then out of you. You conduct that pain. You use what comes into your life as fuel. It shouldn't come as a direct blow. This whole idea of wanting to change yourself when a man leaves you, or which is no doubt devastating, of course. But I can't help but, when something like that happened to me, I looked in the mirror and I thought, I'm going to be twice as good as I am, 3 times, 4 times as good as I was. I want to be amplified. I want to be greater, this greater me, to know that person, if they affected me, it only was for the better. Part 2 of this is there seems to be a common trend among women on YouTube where we are indifferent and that nothing affects us, nothing bothers us, and this is not true. It's a lie that we're all telling ourselves that I don't care. It's good to care. You should. You should care. You should know why something bothers you. You should know how it defines you. We have this idea in our head that we are so self-preserved and all that we shouldn't feel anything, that we shouldn't allow things to affect us. And I say that let it affect you, but don't show it. And I myself have preached, or I guess informed people a lot about the beauty of indifference and its divine quality. But we're fooling ourselves into thinking that we don't feel things. We should definitely understand our pain in order to use it properly, right? Like I said, to conduct it in our lives. But this idea that we're just putting up a wall and saying, I don't feel anything, I don't care, I don't give a fuck, that is not self-preservation. That's evasion. When I quote Ingrid in her letter, where she says, we can't allow them to change us or to lessen us. I will never grant them that satisfaction. That does not mean that you have to walk through life with a straight face, a stoicism that doesn't allow you to feel anything. It don't mean that either. It actually takes great strength to understand your feelings instead and choose not to respond, to not let it destroy you, to not let some outward force, some external force shake the very foundation of your being. You have to know what you are. You have to understand what you're losing in a situation like that. If you want to be indifferent, if you want to be stoic, if you want to look at something that could upset you and say, I don't have to let that upset me. That takes consciousness. That takes being aware of the decision you're about to make. Whereas if you say, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, nothing bothers me, they're not going to get to me, you're putting a wall up. You're not doing the work. You're not actually facing the thing that's upsetting you. You aren't reinforcing yourself in any way because you're not confronting the things that are supposed to be challenging yourself. If you want to stay the same, if you want to maintain the beauty of who you are, if you want to maintain that integrity, there needs to be proofs of integrity. There needs to be proofs of your infallibility. There's a great loss when it comes to this mentality that people have today. Like, it's so cool not to care about things. I don't know about you, but I want to be who I am. I want to stay the same, but I also want to continue feeling things, and I want to have things come into my life that are inconvenient, that are painful, so that I continuously am reminded, so that I am constantly brought back to myself from those things. What I want to promote in this video is that whatever it is that comes into your life that seeks to eradicate your sense of self or try to take something away from you that you feel belongs to you, is you need to endure that threat. Endure it, persevere through it. Because at the end of the day, you should keep what's yours. If something is truly yours, no one can ever take it from you. You know what I mean? So whether it's a breakup or anything else, I'm speaking mainly about breakups in this video, but don't let these things make you forget what belongs to you. No one should ever infiltrate those things about yourself, whether it's how you look or whether it's a piece of music that you really love. To endure through that is to learn how to love that thing the way you loved it when it was just you. And I guess a result of this endurance would be this kind of flowering of a more developed, more mature presence, doubling down, being even more extreme of a version of who you were than even before. Being a stronger version of that exact person that you were. Like I see people, when they're down or they're depressed about certain things in their life. When I'm in those states, I want to wear makeup and do my hair, make myself look really beautiful and as beautiful I guess as I can look. Make my life more beautiful as a reaction to that. I don't want to sulk in the misery of it. I want to battle against it, and I want to reassert who I am in a more violent way than before. I mean, I understand why beauty is like a kind of armor. Whatever definition you want to ascribe to the word beauty or whatever object, I think that object should grow in size. I think it should proliferate. I think it should expand. And if there is change that happens, I think it should be your idea. I don't think it should be because somebody else tries to convince you that you are other than what you are. I think the self should be an absolute fortress. And I think you should just keep building onto that fortress. Just as an epilogue here, it's not to say that change isn't good. I have whole videos talking about how you should do things that are unlike yourself to come back to yourself. But that's what I'm kind of talking about earlier in the video, where I say that you should confront the things that upset you. You should confront the people that have done you wrong. But that doesn't mean that you become what they want you to become. It's supposed to be a confrontation with something that brings you back here, brings you back to yourself, not change, doesn't make you change. You know what I mean? Confronting the barrier, confronting things that you are not, that you don't identify with, confronting pain and trauma. Okay, those things are not meant to make you escape this place. It's supposed to bring you home. That's all I have to say for today. This is, like I said, this has been on my mind for a long time. I hope this made sense. Let me know what you think in the comments about some of the things that I just said. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. And I will see you guys next week.